I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't.
To the out here passing down that Section 8 vouchers to their kids like it's a legacy, wake the up. That's not a flex, and I'm here to remind you. Like, for real, teach them how to get a job, a real job, to go to college, to purchase a house, instead of living off welfare. Like, that's not a flex, bitch. Like, for real, get it together.
The free ride is over for modern women. We've got a video for you here today from Alpha Central. Do not forget to like and subscribe on your way in, and let's get into it.
It's been 7 days since I lost my food stamps, so I have not been able to afford groceries. I didn't get my cash assistance for this month. Section 8 didn't pay my rent yesterday, so now I have to come up with $1,100 that I don't have, okay? $1,100, so where am I going to come up with that? I don't have a job. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not going to get a job. I've never had a job. I'm not going to do it now, okay?
Women like this want something for nothing. In fact, they want everything for nothing: food, shelter, money. And the second somebody suggests that they actually have to work for some of those things, they just lose their minds. It's crazy.
I have been on welfare benefits for 13 years. And now they decide they want to put a time limit on this. It has been 13 years that I have received almost $10,000 a month in benefits. And now you expect me to just get up and find that $10,000 somewhere else. I have 6 mouths to feed. 6 mouths. It has been a week I have not been able to put food in this house.
You'd think that if she had 6 mouths to feed as a mother, she would be going out there to do every possible thing to make sure her children were clothed, fed, and housed, but instead she lives off the government as if that's somehow their job to take care of her children.
I now have to come up with rent. Yes, I got my nails done today. Yes, I got my eyelashes done today. Yes, I got my eyebrows done today. Okay? Because just because I can't pay my bills does not mean I have to go around looking like a bum. So yes, I did get my nails done. Sue me, okay? Sue me. $1,100 is a lot different than $80. Okay? I had $80 to get my nails and everything else done. I don't have $1,100.
She complains that she doesn't have enough money to buy food or pay rent, but she has nails and eyebrows done, not to mention tattoos and everything else. It's insane how mothers would put their own vanity in front of caring for their own children. And also, by the way, maybe you should have secured a father to be around for those kids, but of course we never talk about that, do we?
Hello everybody, Berkeley with Rental Household here. So I don't know if you guys know or if you've seen, but Trump is going to make Section 8 now a 2-year program, and he's giving everybody 30 to 90 days or 30 to 60 days. I think it's 30 to 90 to GTFO basically. So buckle up.
It's called government assistance for a reason. It's supposed to assist you as you try to get out of the trouble you're in. It was never designed to take care over you as the primary source of support. These people seem to have forgotten that was the case.
All right, so this is the first year that I've heard of the guidelines for Section 8 changing. So now, if you are a parent with a child under 18 years of age, you either have to be working 40 hours minimum per week, or you have to be declared disabled and receiving some type of SSI or whatever. So a lot of people are going to lose their housing.
That seems perfectly reasonable. If you want to qualify for government assistance, you should have to prove that you're willing to pull your own weight and at least bring in some money into the household, but apparently the bare minimum is too much for these women to actually handle.
So because of that video I made of my family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom apartment and me only paying $50, somebody on here was so miserable to go report me that now they gave me an eviction notice for 30 days. So now I need a lawyer. Thanks to y'all taxpayers that are so mad that you're paying my $50 in rent for my 2-bedroom apartment for a family of 7.
That wasn't the taxpayer's fault. This woman forced her entire family into a 2-bedroom apartment, and she refused to try and work towards getting a place that would be better for her family. She just doesn't want to do her job as a mother, and she just wants to complain about it.
I don't know how y'all even found out where I live. It's a 10-story apartment building. Y'all found out where I live. Y'all contacted the housing people. I don't know what you said to them, but now me and my family's getting evicted and we're gonna be on the streets. So thanks a lot.
This woman, of her own free will, recorded herself talking about receiving government benefits, posted it on the internet, and didn't expect any form of pushback. The internet rules couldn't be more clear. If you don't want people to know about you, it's best to just not post at all, or at least try to do it anonymously.
In 2 years, I'm going to lose my housing. They're saying that if you have a child that is school aged, you have to be able to obtain employment, have a full-time job, and you cannot be on Section 8. Can you believe that?
Yes. In fact, what I'm trying to figure out is how you thought the taxpayers should be on the hook to subsidize your housing for the rest of your life while your school-aged children go to a taxpayer-funded school and you sit around all day doing what?
All of this boils down to her wanting to do as little as possible while also reaping as many benefits as possible. And now that she has to get a job, she's crying oppression simply because she doesn't want the work and doesn't feel like she has to.
Look, I'm all for moms staying home with their kids, but that assumes you made responsible childbearing decisions that enabled you to do that. You didn't. So, yeah, go get a job. Make it work. Kind of like we all have to in order to subsidize your housing for the next 2 years, which, quite frankly, is too long.
Having 2 years to get your life in order should be more than enough time. If anything, the government is being extremely generous with her case.
So come September, if I don't have a full-time job, my Section 8, my housing, goes away. Because of who you voted for. You know who has now changed the guidelines for housing, okay? So now, if you have a school-aged child, okay, meaning they're in school, okay, so you don't have to stay home with them, and you don't have a job and working at least 20 hours a week, your housing gets cut off.
Working 20 hours a week is most certainly not full-time. That is quite literally part-time. Most people can work 20 hours a week without breaking a sweat, but of course she's acting like it's the most unreasonable thing in the world to actually contribute something herself.
So if you have children that are in school, okay, so 5 and older, and you don't have a job, you will not be able to get housing. But if you do get the job, then you're not eligible for the housing, okay? So they're screwing us. They're pretty much just taking all of the help away from us, okay? Unless you have a disability and you can't be on it for more than 2 years.
The whole point of government assistance is that it's supposed to be temporary as you get your act together and live an independent life. If you need more than 2 years to do that, then you're either incredibly lazy or profoundly incompetent when it comes to life. Unless, of course, you're injured, in which case that's a different story.
Excuse me, it's not my fault that I have to use the government as my baby daddy. Since I have 4 baby daddies, but none of them want to help me. So I have to use the government benefits. So what the hell am I supposed to do now? And this is your fault because of who you voted for. That's who's doing this. So thank him.
She has kids with 4 different men, and that is totally on her. Nobody forced her to hook up with deadbeats, especially not the people who disagreed with her on domestic policy. She got herself into this mess. She can get herself out of it.
So I go to the food stamp office because I'm like, I'm hoping and praying I'm not one of them ones that they cutting off. So I go up there. Mind you, the line is around the corner. I'm talking about wrapped around the building. I was there 15 minutes before they opened and the line was ridiculous.
She has no job and nothing but time on her hands, but the second she's forced to wait in line at the food stamp office, all of a sudden her life is incredibly hard and everything's unfair. She's acting like she had to rearrange her busy schedule to make this line up.
So I stand in line for the 15 minutes. They start letting everybody in, get you a number, whatever. I was there, I kid you not, for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Then I find out the lady say, well, are you working? I said, no, ma'am. She says, well, you have to reapply. I said, reapply who?
Waiting an hour and a half at a bureaucratic office with a line that long is extremely efficient, but when you have hundreds of people being told that if they want their benefits, they actually have to get a job, then it makes sense how fast the line would move.
She was like, yes, ma'am, because you have been receiving benefits I've been receiving since December. So it's been, 8 months now that I've been receiving benefits. And she was like, because you're not working, you haven't been working since you've been receiving benefits, they stopped benefits. Yeah, I was so hurt leaving the food stamp office. I'm gonna put the video, like when I first left, I was gonna do a video when I first left, but I got distracted. I don't know what, that refrigerator is dang near boneless. I mean, we got a couple of things in the pantry, but I don't even.
She's hurt that the handouts dried up, and even when the solution is staring her right in the face, she still needs to cry about it because now she's expected to work just like the rest of us, because working for a living is just too much for these women to actually handle.
Come with us as we go evict our Section 8 tenant.
All right, let's go.
Today we're heading to our first rental property after the recent eviction of our tenant. There are many pros and cons to having a Section 8 tenant, but the result of this one was extremely bad. After receiving multiple violations from our HOA, we had to take a look at the property and see what was actually wrong with it. And once we pulled up, it was devastating.
She was complaining of rats and all that kind of stuff, and clearly you can see why there were rats, because she didn't really care to actually throw the trash out. She threw the trash into the backyard. It's not a surprise that one would see rats.
In all of her time living there, she hadn't cut the grass once. Look how bad this lot looked compared to the rest of the community. It's no wonder we got many violations for this.
There are people out there who are working extremely hard and would commit crimes for the opportunity to legitimately own a house like this. That tenant gets it at an extreme discount, and they can't even bother to take care of the place.
I've been receiving food stamps for the last 7 years.
That's too long.
Consistently. I just received a letter in the mail telling me that I now have to do community service hours.
I like where we're going with this. It's teaching you a valuable lesson about work ethic. You need to take heed of this lesson and, embrace it.
Community service seems incredibly reasonable. The job and the scheduling is taken care of for you. All you have to do is give up a few hours of your life to receive your benefits. That doesn't seem to be asking too much. It's far more generous than some of these women actually deserve, in my opinion.
Hours? At least 15 hours a week.
15 hours a week? Let's up that. Let's get to 30. Let's get to 40. Teach you what a work week's like. That would be the way to go.
I have to take out of my time things that I do every day.
You don't work. You have a lot of free time
to do community service so that I can still continue to receive the benefits that I receive.
It's interesting how she doesn't actually talk about all of the work she does that prevents her from giving up 15 hours a week so that she can continue to get her benefits. But to be fair, that is an awful lot of daytime TV and internet doom scrolling she'd be forced to sacrifice.
In 30 to 90 days, some of you will be shaken to the core and snap back into reality. What am I talking about? I'm talking about you are about to be paying rent like everybody else. If you are a lifelong recipient of Section 8, you will be shaken to the core. What is happening? The Trump administration is cracking down on every single one of you who are a lifelong recipient of this program. There are new directives now that not only sends guidelines on how recipients are receiving Section 8, they are telling you, you're about to start put pen on paper and send those application in, because in 30 to 90 days, you are going to have no more Section 8 and pay your rent like everybody else.
Imagine someone losing their minds because they're supposed to do their part to be an upright citizen in Western society. It's not asking too much to be gainfully employed if you want to receive benefits, but once again, these people will always want something for nothing and expect the taxpayer to pay for them.
So, there's also new directives that the Public Housing Authority to provide within 30 days full accounting of their tenants, including proof of citizenship. Yes, that means no illegal aliens on Section 8. And let me tell you, that is the best news. I am all for people who are needing help, but these programs are meant to be temporary. So now they have a 2-year max.
It's insane how you don't have to be a legalized citizen to receive government benefits. These people aren't even paying taxes, and they receive handouts from a government that's paid for by people who actually pay into the system and have jobs. It makes no sense at all.
And if you are a lifelong recipient and have been receiving Section 8 for years and even passing it down to your kids, that won't happen anymore. Because let me tell you, there is a 2-year limit now to Section 8. If you can't get your done in 2 years, you need to grow the up and figure it out.
You shouldn't be able to bequeath your government benefits onto your children, and it boggles the mind how that can even be possible. Children should be taught the value of hard work and what it takes to be successful, not to suckle at the teat of the government.
People fail to realize that Section 8 is to help you get back on your feet. It is not meant for your granny, for your mother, for your great-granny, for your kids, for your kids' kids, to be living in there for years only paying $200 of rent, paying $0 for groceries. Like when I say there has been generations of families living off of Section 8, that is taking advantage of the system. If y'all are only paying $200 to $300 every month, paying $0 in groceries, where is all that money that y'all are getting going? Y'all are supposed to be saving up y'all money so y'all can get out from the program and then actually go into housing, getting your own place, doing whatever you have to do for yourself. But no, what do people do? They take advantage. They don't leave any space for the next set of people. I mean, do y'all see the waiting list for Section 8 for housing vouchers, etc.? It's actually disgusting. Like, it's that bad.
We can all agree that there's no shame in asking for help when you need it, but that's not what's happening here. We have entire generations of people who oftentimes don't even belong to the damn country, who think that they are owed this kind of benefit without any obligation to pick themselves up. Good things that the times are changing. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.